The G7 has expressed deep concern over China's industrial policy at the end of the summit in the south of Italy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi joined the G7 leaders for talks on Friday, and that's after they clinched a deal on issuing a $50 billion loan to Ukraine using frozen Russian assets on the opening day. From the Italian city of Bari, DD India's Giles Gibson reports.
Heading into this G7 summit, both the US and the European Union issued new tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, and now the G7 as a whole is warning about its concerns about China's, quotes, harmful overcapacity and the impact on their economies of cheaper imports coming from China. Now, the G7 are insisting in this joint statement that they're not trying to hold back China's economic development, but Beijing is almost certain to respond in the same way that it did to those new tariffs on Chinese EVs, accusing the members of the G7 of, quotes, protectionism. When it comes to the conflict in Gaza, we saw in this joint statement the G7 leaders saying that they are united in supporting the US proposals for a ceasefire between Hamas and Israel. Meanwhile, joining Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the outreach sessions on day 2 of this summit was Pope Francis, who made the trip down from the Vatican to warn about the risks of artificial intelligence. The Pope, of course, in the past has been a victim of so-called deep-fake images showing him wearing a papal puffer jacket, those images fooling many social media users around the world. And finally, in this joint statement from the G7, there is a pledge on something that is a really important piece of the host Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni's domestic agenda. The G7 are now launching a coalition to pool their resources to crack down on illegal smuggling groups bringing migrants across different seas, such as the Mediterranean Sea. Giles Gibson in Bari, reporting for DD India.